Hello and welcome back to my workshop. In today's video I am going to be changing the tyres on this. This is the Clarke 190B, so it's the Clarke CB190 bandsaw. This is the one on which I made the tensioner knob the other day. And the reason why I made the tensioner knob was because there wasn't one. Right, so first things first. The only place I could find to get spare parts for this was a firm called Solent Tools. And the tyres look like that. Let's just whip this open. Now I did, before I changed the, before I made the tensioner knob, I did power it up, and because it was untensioned it did throw the belt off. When you're handling saw blade belts like this, I would suggest that you wear gloves. First thing we're going to actually do is just pop that insert out there. Some gloves off, or gloves on. Pull the blade out of here. Managed to get itself stuck in there. There we go, out there. Hopefully. Now what you're supposed to do, get some Allen keys out. It hasn't thrown the blade off. I remember there from this side. Too big. I think that's too big. Yes, it is. That was just something else. Undo that. Want these two off so we can get the blade on and off. And does that one come off easily? I don't think that one does. Right, okay, so tyres. Around these wheels there are and this one, see, you have rubber, and it's comes a bit. This is now going to be a case of having to pick it off. It's gone a bit weird in there. Right, let me get that screwdriver out and see if I can pick that off without damaging anything. The wheels are cast aluminium. It's going to take a bit of time. Right, okay. I'll get the old one, pick the old one off. What have I got that's really good at that? I'm going to go straight to hell for this. I'm going to be using a very nice chisel. Or am I? What, it might be easier to pull those off. Right, so that's got a circlip on it. Give me a sec. Circlip pliers. We need that sort. Okay, so we're just going to get in there with a pair of circlip pliers. Just lock one extra light on. go, circlip off. There we go. Right, let's go whip this off. Now I'm keeping my hand very firmly behind the chisel. You do not want to have an accident when you're using a sharp chisel, because that will go straight through your hand without thinking about it. Do need to get this old scum off though. I shall give that chisel a bit of TLC later. Right, so on with the tyre. It's going to be a bit fiddly to get on. Particularly as it's very cold in here. Right. It's not quite as wide as I'd like. Not as wide as the old one. So I'll push it over onto one side. The blade is more likely to run. Right. Well, that's interesting. Get the ball bearing stayed just there. So if you can push that on, push that back in. Yeah, I can feel the circlip groove. So now I'm going to put the circlip back on. Oh, that's interesting. That circlip was permanently distorted, so what we need to do is to bend it back. Right, this blade is going to be a bit more challenging. It's held on the shaft by a screw. I might need to get a puller out. Right, we're back at it. We can take this wheel off now. I have a puller. The only problem is getting the puller into the tight spot. So I'm using it in the two-leg mode, like this. I'll do that a bit. Pull this wheel off and then I can clean it off properly. Just fiddly to get that in there. puller legs on this are a bit fat, if I'm being honest with you. It's not a bad, nice looking work on the puller, but do being a bit slimmer. Right. Oh, shoot holes, there we go. Okay, to the centre. That's a bit ski with. Just you get two-legged made on some lads. Just see if I can. Apply a bit of pressure on. I'm not going to try and apply too much pressure because I don't want to break the wheel, but that was a bit of pressure. Let's give that a safety glasses on. It's getting quite tight now. I hope that that lock could break. That's interesting, that wheel is not moving. Oh. I think it moved there, and I'll just push that down. is not tightening up anymore. Okay. Don't like to force that too much because it's an alloy wheel, cast aluminium alloy. But it's coming off. That's as far as the puller will go. Need a little spacer. What a pain in the posterior. You ever think? Right, with a bit of luck. No, that doesn't fit down there. Think now. Right. I feed that screw in. Find the. Use that screwdriver as a spacer. So the screw as a spacer. It's not particularly brilliant. Hopefully I haven't got that much far to go. Screw that right the way in and back it off a couple of times. Normally speaking, changing the tyres on this wouldn't be anything like this difficult because you have, these bits wouldn't be quite so stuck on. Right, that's the key. Put that back in its slots in there. Okay, that's a tight fit. Let's get that screw out again. Right, let's get the rest of this off. See, there's a gap there wasn't on before. It's going to get this all running on the same side. That's done. Okay, that's interesting. Let's clean the bore. Copper face mallet would be better. Still needs to go on some way. Oh, that's sort of problem is. Hold on. Right. That's getting in the way. I'll put that one on back in a minute. Get that out the way. There. Right. There we go. Right, that was dopey. So you have these little catchers over here for holding the side panels on. You need to take that off before you put that wheel back on. There's not enough room. Okay. Right, let's get that over there. Right, let's get a blade on there. I'm going to try the new blade I ordered. See if I can get the packet open. Right, now I'd handle bandsaw blades with gloves if I were you. Hold on, let me take that off. Right, so now we need to do to set the tracking, I think. Let's see now. We're going the wrong way? No, we're not. We're going the wrong way. That's tracking in the middle there. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be doing. Okay, bottom track. That's just in front. No, put that on here. Right, so now what we do, plug in the mains, turn it on and off very shortly afterwards, just to make sure it's tracking correctly. Well, that looks good enough to me. Right then, get all this guff out of the way, close it up, need to tighten that up. Right, that blade on there is for cutting wood. It also will cut steel. So what I'm going to try is try a little bit of wood. Clamp that down. That cuts nicely. Let's try a little bit of steel. Dippy dippy doo. Slam down there, doesn't cut that. Right, hopefully that'll stop that flying backwards quite so much. Let me just have a... Okay, I've got to... That is getting pushed back too far. Just... Blade's as tight as it's going to go. I'm going to whip this open. I'm going to have to look up how to adjust it. It cuts wood very nicely, but doesn't seem to want to cut that steel. Let me just try a bit of wood again. I mean, it is only meant to be for wood, but the bandsaw is. The blade is supposed to be multi-purpose. Still, I'm pleased I've got it running. Albeit I had to nick the plug off another grinder. But I have gone and bought a box of plugs. Right. Now I'm going to set the tracking up on that blade. It's now going completely askew. Have I got that done too tight? Right, I shall have to set that blade up. But that's how you change the tyres if they're proving difficult. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.